let's look at factoring trinomials again. Let's review what we already know. So I need a product of 20 and a sum of 9. So I want to look at what multiplies to 20. So I have 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and 4 and 5. So 4 plus 5 will give me 9. So those are my brackets. If I multiply these out, it will give me this. If I factor this, those are the brackets that work. So let's do some more factoring. We're looking for a product of 20 and a sum of 12. I have 1 and 20, 2 and 10, or 4 and 5. So 2 and 10 will add to 12. So now again, I have a product of 20, but a sum this time of minus 9. So I look, I have 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and 4 and 5. So 4 and 5 will give me 9, but they both need to be negative so that the sum is minus 9. So I have x minus 4 and x minus 5. So I have a product of 20 and a sum of minus 12. So I look, I have 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and 4 and 5. So I want to get to minus 12. So minus 2 and minus 10 will give me minus 12, and we'll multiply to positive 20. Let's just double check this last one. So to check, I'm going to take x minus 2 and x minus 10, and I'm going to multiply them out. So I have x times x and x times minus 10. So I have x squared minus 10x. And now I want to multiply minus 2 times x and minus 2 times 10. So I have minus 2x and plus 20. So I'm going to collect like terms. So I have x squared minus 12x minus 20. I picked the right numbers to get the brackets. Let's look at some more factoring. So I have a product of minus 20 and a sum of 1. Because the product is negative, it means my two numbers will have different signs. One will be positive and one will be negative. So I look for 20. I have 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and 4 and 5. I need to get to 1. So the combination that will work will be 4 and 5. It's positive 1, so 5 will be positive, and 1 will be negative. Sorry, and this one will be negative, 4. So I have x minus 4 and x plus 5. Let's look at another one. So I have minus 20 and minus 8. So I look at the numbers that multiply to minus 20. I have 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and 4 and 5. I have to get to minus 8. So that would be 2 and 10. 8 is negative, so that means 10 will be negative and 2 will be positive. So I have x plus 2 and x minus 10. I have to multiply to minus 20 and add to 19. So I have 1 and 20, 2 and 10, and 4 and 5. But I need to get to positive 19, so the one that will work will be 1 and 20. 19 is positive, so 20 will be positive, and 1 will be negative. So I'll have x plus 20 and x minus 1. So I want to multiply to minus 4 and add to 3. So the numbers that multiply to 4 are 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. But to get to 3, I'm going to have to do 4 and 1. 3 is positive, so it'll be plus 4 and minus 1. So I'll have x plus 4 and x minus 1. So I want to multiply to negative 24 and add to minus 10. So I look at 24, I have 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 6 and 4. I have to get to 10, and you'd automatically think 6 and 4 would work. But they would both have to be minus 6 and minus 4 to get to minus 24. So I need to think of another combination that might work. So let me try 2 and 12. So 10 is negative, so the bigger number needs to be negative. And if I add 2, that will give me minus 10. So I have x plus 2 and x minus 12. So I have to multiply to minus 18 and add to minus 3. So I have 1 and 18, 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. I have to get to minus 3, so I'm going to do 3 and 6. 6 will have to be negative to get to minus 3, and the 3 will have to be positive. So I'll have x plus 3 and x minus 6. So we're going to multiply to negative 18 and add to 17. So I have 1 and 18, 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. So I have to get to 17, so I have 1 and 18. 17 is positive, so 18 will be positive and 1 will be negative. So I have x minus 1 and x plus 18. So I want to multiply to minus 18 and add to 7. So I have 1 and 18, 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. So I'm going to pick 2 and 9. 7 is positive, so 9 will be positive and 2 will be negative. So I have x minus 2 and x plus 9. I have to multiply to negative 3 and add to negative 2. The only numbers that multiply to 3 are 3 and 1. This is a negative 2, so I'm going to make it minus 3 and plus 1. Now I have x minus 3 and x plus 1.